The Crimes of Grindelwald gave a very human backstory to a creature long assumed to be simply that, a creature, Voldemort's loyal snake Nagini. We know from the Crimes of Grindelwald that Nagini chooses not to follow Grindelwald, so it got us wondering, why on earth would she choose to join one dark wizard when she was completely against joining another? We know that one day she will become loyal to Voldemort, perhaps his most loyal and long-standing companion, the only creature he might be said to care about. Her fervent loyalty to Voldemort goes well beyond that of any Death Eater. After Newt Scamander and the Auror's battle against Grindelwald, Nagini goes with the good guys to Hogwarts. Somehow, 67 odd years later, Nagini ends up hanging out with the dark side, becoming one of Voldemort's most powerful weapons. How tides can turn. If you're wondering why the Maledictis made a total 180-degree turn, you're not alone. Let's investigate why she may have slithered her way into the dark side. Nagini was a beloved servant to Voldemort, doing his bidding and having his trust in a way Bellatrix envied. Nagini was the ultimate Death Eater. Even if she never took human form, she was loyal to the end. Since Nagini was such a Voldemort loyalist, it would stand to reason she would follow Grindelwald too. Grindelwald's crusade is seen to be the foreshadowing event to Voldemort's plans for Muggle domination. If Nagini were for one, it would stand to reason that she would be for both. But as we know from the Crimes of Grindelwald, this is not the case. Nagini joins the good side, at least temporarily. Not much is known about when Nagini was acquired by Voldemort. It's unknown whether Voldemort owned Nagini before her first appearance in 1981, or if he had found her during his exile in Albania. As she already had the name Nagini before she permanently became a snake, it is possible that Voldemort met or acquired her before her permanent transformation. So, why did Nagini join Voldemort? We have a few theories. Nagini is loyal to Voldemort because he can speak Parseltongue. As a Maledictis, there probably isn't much time after the events in the Crimes of Grindelwald before Nagini falls victim to her blood curse, thus becoming a snake forever. The Crimes of Grindelwald ends with Nagini at Hogwarts, so it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume that she stays there and perhaps crosses paths with Tom Riddle when he's a student at the school from 1938 to 1945, approximately a decade later. Voldemort's ability to speak Parseltongue may have been the reason she decides to befriend him, since being trapped in snake form would isolate her from communicating with other people. A young Tom Riddle could have even crossed paths with her in the Forbidden Forest, and made a connection with her through their shared ability in Parseltongue. Perhaps she even helps him open the Chamber of Secrets and summon the Basilisk. Voldemort possesses Nagini because she's immortal. Nagini's Maledictus curse could make her immortal, and we all know that Voldemort's goal was to conquer death and rule over wizard and muggle kind. Voldemort makes mention to his Death Eaters in the Goblet of Fire that he only had one ability left when hiding in the forests of Albania, that of possessing others, especially snakes, though he disliked it because they didn't have magical powers. Now, if he had possessed a Maledictus, a person of magical descent cursed to permanently become a beast, he would have more power. This would explain how Nagini came to be the perfect horcrux and companion for Voldemort. Nagini loses her humanity. The blood curse could cause a Maledictus to lose their humanity completely when they turn into a permanent beast. Perhaps they retain some personality traits, but Nagini isn't a woman trapped in a snake's body, but is just genuinely a snake. It's easy to imagine that this loss of humanity would only intensify the longer the Maledictus is in its beast form. There would be a dissociation from who they were as a person to the beast that they have now become. The loss of humanity could result in Nagini losing her ideals and values that she once had as a person, and result in her joining the dark side. Being a horcrux corrupted her. It would not at all be surprising if Voldemort got Nagini to join him after he had turned her into a horcrux. We know that Voldemort's horcruxes had a tendency to be influenced by having such an evil soul inside them. Once being made into a horcrux, Nagini could have easily been controlled and corrupted by Voldemort once his soul was inside her and when being possessed by Voldemort. This could have ultimately led her to being manipulated or corrupted into joining the dark side, especially if Voldemort possessed her for a lengthy period. Voldemort and Nagini had a special relationship. So Nagini and Voldemort were definitely close. As a Parselmouth, Voldemort could communicate with her, and the pair often sent each other messages, even suggesting a telepathic connection at times. Voldemort could also possess Nagini. They seemed interlinked in ways beyond imagination. And as Albus Dumbledore observed to Harry, he certainly likes to keep her close, and he seems to have an unusual amount of control over her, even for a Parselmouth. This might suggest that Voldemort and Nagini had a special connection and relationship that ultimately led her to joining his side. Now, some have suggested that this connection could be that Nagini is actually Voldemort's mother, but I don't think that that would be the case. We know that Nagini was her real name, and Voldemort's mother was Merope Gaunt. So I think it would be extremely unlikely that Nagini was Voldemort's mother. Who knows, maybe something goes awry in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts films and Nagini chooses to switch sides and join Voldemort sometime in the future. But only time will tell. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts, so leave them below.